Welcome to Tower Talk Business Radio, where we bring you conversations with the top business minds on Long Island and around the nation every week. Featuring expert consultants and small business owners who have found success but are also willing to share their top tips, failures, and give gritty, matter-of-fact advice based on their firsthand experience. Now, let's get down to business on Tower Talk Business Radio on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Hello and welcome to Tower Talk Business Radio. My name is Ray Schwetz, AVP of Business Banking at Jovia Financial Credit Union, along with Donyshia Boston-Hill, CEO, keeper of the brand, marketing, and digital agency.
We're focused on being the premier resource for business and entrepreneurship. We bring you weekly business advice, tips, tools, and services to help you grow your business. Plus, we interview some of the top business leaders in the industry and some sweet entrepreneurs.
Oh, yes. And so joining us today on Tower Talk is Celeste Sassine and her daughter Cheyenne. Now, Celeste is the owner, operator, and baker of Sassy Sweet Vegan Treats, a vegan bakery in Southeast Queens. I had the pleasure of meeting them a few months ago at the Hard Bean Coffee Shop in Merrick, New York. They had a table at the shop, and they're just such nice, sweet, engaging folks that I had to go over and talk to them. And of course, it helped that they had the table lined with these beautiful cookies, donuts. It was just, right up my alley.
It was tempting.
Oh my goodness, was it tempting? Was it tempting ever? And I was like, okay, I can get these. And I have to tell you, this is just one of those situations where I know we're on radio and we have a great story to tell. So I'm very excited about that because their story is awesome. In addition to that, though, I really wish we had like scent surround or something so that people could taste this or smell this because it is just out of this world. Really? And I'm not, me, I'm not necessarily like, if you say to me vegan, I go, I don't know about that. I'm one of those people. I assume you need eggs in it or whatever. Their stuff was so good. Oh, gosh. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God. Where's the camera? Yes. You guys got to see Ray's face in the studio.
Yeah, I mean, it's just incredible. So, you know how the Dunkin' Donuts has munchkins? Once you have their donut holes, you will never, ever go back.
What, really?
Oh, my goodness. So, anyway,
I can't wait.
I've totally taken this offline, but off the tracks, but I can't help it. And certainly it speaks volumes to the work that they do, the passion and the love that they put into their food. So I just want to welcome our friends here, Celeste and Cheyenne, to the show. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you.
Cheyenne?
Thank you for inviting us. We're very excited.
Oh, well, we're very excited because not only is the products products of love, something that's very sweet, it's also you have such a wonderful story. And some of that is in your website, but speaking to you in person, I just have to say how memorable you are and how much I was so excited to talk with you today. So why don't you take us back to the beginning of, not the all the way beginning, but just the beginning of your journey in baking.
Okay. I've always had a sweet tooth, and I love cookies and donuts and brownies and cake and ice cream and just all, yes. And I see the face. Yes, all of that good stuff. And I started my vegan journey Thanksgiving Day 2017. Ooh. So, what a day to commit, right? Thanksgiving Day. Wow. And I went to my mom's house, and I brought a huge salad because I know my mother makes the traditional food. Sure. There's macaroni and cheese, there's collard greens, there's cabbage, there's a ham, there's a turkey, there's roast beef, there's beans, and everything has milk or eggs or meat and things that I cannot eat. So I'm eating my salad, and my brother goes, "That looks good. Can I have some?" And I said, "Shut up, Jeffrey, with all this food on the table that I can't have, you want some of my salad?" Like I wanted to smack him in the back of the head. Really ridiculous. So I needed some sweet, and I bought something. I don't know exactly what. Some cookies from the store, and they were hard and crumbly and dry and tasted like hay. And it was like, why is this $12? Oh my gosh, there's got to be a better way.
That's what I think of. When you tell me vegan, I think, it's going to be this dry, tasteless, gross.
Yep.
And
overpriced.
It's going to
cost me more money.
Absolutely. And it's hard like this.
Yeah.
So I said, I can't do that. So I saw a cookie, I think online, and I said, I can make that. I can try that. I can tweak it. So that's what I did. Made the cookie several times, gave gave them to the family. Everybody said, oh, these are great. Made them again, brought them to my same brother. He told me, these are good, you should sell them. I said, shut up, Jeffrey, you don't know what you're talking about. He said, Celeste, I'm telling you, these cookies are good, you should sell them. Shut up, Jeffrey. But you little brother, you take the
Poor
thought,
Jeffrey.
you just stick it.
Wow.
Yeah, stick that thought in the back of your head.
This Jeffrey takes a lot of abuse.
Yeah, you take that thought and you stick it in the back of your head, and no big deal. I kept making the cookies, and I made them for church one Sunday just to give to my girlfriends to try. So we go to church, no big deal. Service is over. Cheyenne comes running. Mom, there's this mission trip I want to go on. It's $1,700. I need a $250 deposit by Mother's Day, which is in 2 weeks, by the way. 2 weeks. And it's only 10 spots. I gave Minister Dario, you and Dad's phone number. I really want to go. And I'm like, relax, calm down. Just take a breather, girl. Breathe. So service is over for me, and I go looking for Minister Dario. I look this way, go to his office, all these places, and I can't find him. So I said, Lord, I don't have $1,700. I don't even have this $250 for the deposit for this trip. If you want Cheyenne to go, you need to make a way. That was all I said. So I finally find him, and I'm talking to Minister Dario, and he's talking about the trip. But all I could hear was Charlie Brown's teacher's voice. Wah, 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 wah. Because he said $1,700 again. And I was like, where am I supposed to get that from? But I think she'd be great. I want her to go. But all I could hear, whatever. So I go back downstairs to my friends, and we're talking in the cafe. And I said, hey, I made some cookies, blah, blah, blah. I want you to try them. So I just passed them out, turned my back to reach in my bag for something, and look back, and everybody's hands are out. Where's the rest? And I looked at Cheyenne. I said, we're going to sell some cookies to get you on this trip.
Yeah.
That was it. So we made cookies at home and put them in her bag. And she sold them at school. 2 for $1 in a Ziploc bag. 2 for $1 in a Ziploc bag. And I would put a note that said, you are going on a mission trip. And she texts me, sold out, Mom. Next day, you are going on the mission trip. The mission trip's going to be great. Wow. Text me again, sold out, Mom. And I'm like, how are you doing this? She said, well, you tell them how you did it.
I would go to the popular kids, and I would sell to them first, and then all their friends would come to me and buy from me then, because he's like, you're a friend. Oh, I have, Shivani has cookies. I'm going to buy the cookies too. So
you took the FOMO. It was the fear of missing out, right? Smart. I love it. Yes. Good strategy. So listening business owners, that's the way to go.
So doing that at her school, we paid off that trip in 2 weeks.
Wow.
2 for $1 cookies. It was like 2 for $1? Seriously? 2 for $1 cookies? Paid the trip off. And I said, great, we're done. And she goes, no, we're not. What do you mean? Your trip is paid for. She said, we can help somebody else go. So we sold more cookies, gave the church $400 to help another kid go.
Oh, I love that.
So that's was
awesome.
Like, wow. So the cookies turned into donuts, into cupcakes, into brownies, into cakes, into all the stuff that we sell now. So me becoming vegan, wanting a cookie, got my daughter on a mission trip, help another kid go, and launched a business. Like, who would have thunk it? Not me.
Yeah.
At all.
That's awesome.
It is so inspiring. You know what? And you gotta love it when the idea comes from such a good place. What an amazing story. I just love that. Now, so I get the focus then on the vegan treats and why you went in that direction. Now, there's got to be a lot of misconceptions, though, like when you talk to people. I know we talked about some of it, like you expect the cookies to just not taste good. Mm-hmm. There's no variety. Like, what are some of the challenges you come up to, like when you speak to people about what you do to get them interested? Like, what challenges do you kind of experience when you do that?
Well, the first thing is what we kind of touched on, which is the taste. Because people think, ew, there's no eggs in it, there's no butter in it, there's no milk in it. How do they hold it together? And people ask, well, what do you put in it? Like, is this going to be...
Is it chemicals?
Right. How do you hold this together? And I go taste it, and they kind of have that face like, ew, I don't want to. And I'm like, just try it. And they go, this is vegan? Yeah, this is delicious. And I go, I know.
Now, having a great product, I mean, obviously that is paramount because you can't just be slightly better than some. It has to be the best in order for you to really stand out. Right. And I do think you've got that. Now it comes to marketing it and it comes to the business side of things. So how did you... I understand the journey to the business, but how did you turn that into a business where now it's kind of sustaining, you know?
So once all of our treats, kind of just the cookies, basically, which turned into donuts and stuff. I believe not too long after that. Oh, you smelling the treats.
Yes.
The pandemic hit, and there was nowhere to go. Everything was closed, but there was a farmer's market that was opening. So we tried our hand at the farmer's market.
Okay.
And people
That's a perfect venue for you.
People were coming to the farmer's market because, number one, it was outside. So people were like, okay, well, I can be outside comfortably and not have to worry about Susie Q who's standing too close to me because we're outside in the fresh air. So that worked well. Farmer's market, which then people would approach me and say, hey, do you do cakes? Sure. What kind of cake? And in the back of my mind, I'm going, have I ever made that cake? Can I do that cake? And I was like, yeah. What kind of cake? You had chocolate cookies and cream? Not a problem. I can make that. And I'm like, Cheyenne, how do we, we just kind of.
Back to experimenting.
Right. But, I can make a pound cake. So what is a chocolate cookies and cream cake? It has chocolate in it. And it has cookies and cream. Okay, I can make that. Okay, so you experiment, you try, you tweak this, you take that, put a little less, add a little more, and go, voila, I've got a cake. Sell the cake, and people go, oh, that was so good. Oh my gosh, yeah, my brother's party is next, in 2 months, I'll call you. Great. So kind of word of mouth was happening, farmer's market. Oh, can you come to our market? We've got a vegan market. Oh, great, do vegan markets. So vegan markets, we love those because people know at a vegan market what to expect. There's only vegan items. They are good with the culture, knowing prices. Because if you go, let's say, to Walmart and pick up a Edam's cake, which she made a sound, Edam's cake, which may cost you $5, where then I tell you, well, it's a vegan cake and this is going to cost you $65. $65? Oh my gosh. But you, the consumer, don't think about, well, I'm using different sugars. I'm using possibly a combination of flours. I'm baking in a commercial kitchen. I've got to pay for the commercial kitchen, the electricity, my own marketing, my business cards, all of that. I'm not a Edam's who has a gazillion dollars to spend on boxes and packaging and PR and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of people don't think of all of those little things Susie Homemaker, the vegan baker who's making a cake for you. They don't think of that at all.
Well, it's also, you have to compare apples to apples. And I can't think of a better comparison. So I'm sorry, because I know you're vegan, but I'm just thinking like when you go to McDonald's, right? You get a McDonald's burger. It's like, obviously that's like $1, but if you go to a restaurant and order a burger, well, no, that's like 20.
Right.
And there's a difference, and the difference is in the experience. And then the food and what you're putting in your body.
Absolutely.
You're hoping it's much better. It certainly tastes better. And again, in your case, it's very specifically, it's much healthier for you, and it's much more natural. So, there's a cost to doing that. You are listening to Tara Talk Business Radio on the voice of National Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm Ray Schwetz, along with Donyshia Boston-Hill, and our guests today are Celeste Sassine, Sassy Sweet Vegan Treats, vegan bakery in Southeast Queens, and we also have her daughter, Cheyenne. So Cheyenne and Celeste, I wanted to ask you, so you have these treats, word of mouth is spreading, people love it. How do you go to the next level then? How do you kind of get your products kind of out there so that more folks are enjoying them?
Well, at the farmer's market, we met a gentleman, Ernest, and he would be there every week with his fruits and vegetables with his table. And he said, I'm opening a store. And I said, great, fantastic. And he says, when I open my store, I want you to come be a vendor in my store. Great, fantastic. But on the inside, I'm jumping up and down. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be in a store. This is great. Woo! And I went, oh shoot, I'm going to be in a store. Oh shoot, I'm going to be in a store. How great is this? What do I need to be in a store? Okay, you need barcodes. You need labels with all the ingredients. You need, the checklist of all the things you need. So lo and behold, before he opens the store, he tells me, I'm going to open a store on blank date and get your stuff ready. So we're doing all the things, you get the barcodes, you make sure the labels are in compliant, make sure that you're baking in a commercial kitchen and, everything is labeled. And it's like he opens his store. And the day we walked in to put our items on the shelf, I cried. And my husband looked at me and Ernest looked at me. He was like, it's real, right? And I was like, yes. Oh, this is amazing. Our products, because you would never think from baking with my mother in her kitchen, beating a pound cake by hand, my products are in a grocery store. How did that happen?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's your light.
That's amazing.
That's your light. That's your light.
Like, they would say, shut the front door. I'm in a grocery store.
Now, so going, having that experience, now seeing your products on the shelves, that is just out of this world. What are some of your best practices, in baking, and what really propelled you forward to say, this is the vision, this is where we want to go from selling in school to now being on the shelf?
So when we started, when we started selling in school, we also started selling at church. And I remember one occasion we had like lines going around the cafe area of like people lining up to get stuff. So we definitely want to make sure that things are clean and healthy, and cleanliness is very important to my mom. So like when we go downstairs to like make batter and dough and stuff, she's like, okay, clean the tables, clean this. Okay, you're done this, put this in the sink so we can wash it and then clean it again. And everything is always clean, neat, in order. So when we come downstairs, everything we can start and be neat that way. I also think the quality of the ingredients we get is also really important in terms of what we make. We want to make sure we're getting like the freshest and I guess the most premium ingredients out there, so that you can taste that in what you're trying. Because if I'm getting like, I went to the dollar store and I got lemon flavor, you're gonna taste that in the lemon cake that we make. But if we go to, I guess, I don't know, like Wegmans, Penzies, I love Penzies. If you go to Penzies to get lemon flavor, you taste that quality in what you're making. And people are always like, oh, this lemon cake. Oh, you have to try it. Oh my goodness, the lemon cake, you have to try it. It's so good. So I think quality of ingredients and cleanliness are really important in what we make.
Absolutely. In terms of getting your products, and now you're on the grocery shelf, which is, again, the vision there, just to see that, that's a dream being realized. Now you've got to kind of think about, all right, well, what's next? How do I get this even further? And, so a lot of folks in your position, they'll do things like maybe they'll take it to a distributor, maybe they'll take it to networking events or chambers of commerce. Are there any things that you're kind of exploring in those avenues to broaden the business?
Absolutely. Besides being in the grocery store, which we think is amazing, currently we are in one restaurant, and we are our products are sold on SUNY Cortland's campus, which we are just so duper super thrilled about. So our goal for this year is 10 more colleges and 10 more restaurants / cafes / diners. So we love the Chamber of Commerce. Shout out to Laura. She's amazing.
Now, which chamber are you a member of?
Queens. Laura is an amazing woman. She is a chef in her own right, besides doing all the other great things she does for the members and people trying to grow their businesses. So Queens Chamber of Commerce is the bomb diggity. Mm-hmm. We love promotions as we do pop-ups to help our name grow of the farmers markets as well, besides being in the grocery store, the restaurant, and the college. Yes, we do tastings also. So if you want to taste our goodies, come on over, come on down, and I will make a believer out of you.
Yes. Well, you made a believer out of me. It worked.
Don Shay's next.
I know. I'm just sitting here, everyone, smelling all the food, all the treats, and just thinking, oh my.
This show could have been trouble. Just 30 minutes of yummy noises.
I think
I was a little worried about that.
Yes. And so I hate to, go back to the business, right? Because the treats are Sassy Sweet Vegan Treats. That is the business, right? And so, what keeps you, what keeps inspiring you to try new items? So you have your cupcakes here, you have your cookies here. What's that magic that keeps inspiring you to try new items, but also perfect what you have here? Do you have taste testers?
I'm the taste tester.
All right.
My dad is
the guinea pig.
Yes, I'm the guinea pig. Mom goes, guinea pig. I mean, volunteer. Something my mom always says is that she loves the expression that someone gets when they try one of our items and they go, wow, like we want the effect of what you try, you didn't know that it was vegan, and you're so shocked and surprised that something that, you know, you have this preconception that it's gross or dry or, you know, doesn't taste good, that vegan food can be as good as non-vegan food.
And sometimes better.
Yes.
And so we want not just to like convert people to veganism, but just so you can have more options, you can have a better lifestyle. If you're trying to change your diet, or if, you know, you just want to try something new, like this is an option for you. It's not just you're not gonna be depressed and sad because you can't have sweet things in your life once you change to veganism. You can have you can have it. You can have it.
I sense a slogan. That's a slogan right there. Now, what people do you want to get in front of? I'm sure there's like probably a wish list that you're going, oh, I'd love to have this person try it, or this organization try it, or this business try it. Are there any like wish list folks that you'd like to? Because we want to make sure that they get a shout out and they kind of hear it.
Okay. Well, when I took a business class, part of our class was, okay, yeah, where do you want to go? And I've always had the 4 W's. Mm-hmm. And that is Wild by Nature, Wegmans, Whole Foods, and Walmart.
Nice.
So those are the 4 goals. And I know that there's a lot of work to be done to get into those grocery stores. Mm-hmm. I'm not settling for the grocery store I'm in. Love it. But, of course, I want growth. And let's say I get into Wegmans. Mm-hmm. Wegmans is a national chain. Oh my gosh. I would love my friends, my family who live in California to be able to go in their local Wegmans and go, oh, Sassy Sweet, I know her. That's my cuz, right? You know, or family down south. Or even Kyle, who's standing there with the video camera from Seattle, to be able to go to Walmart in her neighborhood and buy Sassy Sweet Vegan Treats.
Right.
I would love it. So the goal is national, but I know there's some things that we need to do right now in order to get there. Perfecting some things, which we're not at yet. We're like, I'd say 85, 90% there until we're ready to go, okay, let's give it to Wegmans. Let's give it to Walmart. Let's give it to Wild by Nature. Let's give it to Whole Foods and see what we get. And the great thing about Whole Foods and Wegmans, I believe, yeah, those two, because I've checked, you don't have to be national right away. You can be in a region. So I can be in the East region and then grow from East to South to North to West, or just stay in an East region. Because if you go, I don't know if you guys travel, but if you go out South or out North or out West, you may not find the same things in your Walmart there that you do in the one at your home.
Right.
So being in the East region would be fantastic. I'll take East.
I'll take
East.
We'll take ease. Absolutely. You are listening to Tower Talk Business Radio. Our guest today is Celeste Sassine, Sassy Sweet Vegan Treats, a vegan bakery in Southeast Queens. My name is Donyshia Boston-Hill, along with Ray Schwetz on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. We have Celeste here as well. And yes, you will take East and continue to grow. They say go west, right? They
go
say
west, young woman, go
yes,
west.
Go west, young woman. And so, and I think, you know, you have the foundation, right? And right there, you mentioned you have the barcodes, right? So the ability to accept an order when they email you or they call you is a possibility. It's not really so far-fetched.
Right.
So they always say you have to stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Absolutely.
So when you get that order, you can actually push it out. And that's so sweet. We're super, super excited for you both.
Yeah. You were really poised, I think, on expanding that. And I think that the targets that you have, what a wonderful thing that would be when that happens. I'm not going to say if, I'm going to say when that happens. What type of partners do you think would help you get there? What type of people do you think you could speak with who would help you get to that level?
Partners.
Like public relations folks, or are there folks that maybe within the chambers can point you in the right direction there? or advisors?
Oh, I believe that. Laura, help me, girl. I think definitely Laura will help because she's pointing me in the right directions. We've done a Taste of Albany.
Okay.
So lots of assembly people were there and tasted our stuff, and which was great. And they were like, oh my gosh, this is great, great, great. So last weekend we did a tasting at JCal.
Jamaica Center for Arts and Learning. And I think either 2 weeks before we were at Terrace on the Park for
Queens Center for Progress.
Queens Center for Progress, QCPs.
I love it. And I want to go back to the beginning, right? You, Celeste, you saw the vision to actually sell to the popular kids, right? The influencers. Don't give that up, right?
Yeah.
And don't give that up as well, because once those people taste it, they have Oprah's favorite things and so many other things out there, so many other opportunities out there to ensure that, someone's thinking that Sassy Sweet is sweet and yummy on social media, and you have so many opportunities.
Oh, I forgot to mention, we had a shout out. I went to a book signing with Tabitha Brown.
Oh, nice.
Yes, and I gave her a couple of items, and I think it was the next day she put up a thing on Instagram. She was like, "Let me tell you something, Sassy. You got it, girl." And I just was jumping up and down like, oh my gosh, Tabitha Brown just shouted Sassy Sweet Vegan Treats out. And we blew up on Instagram.
I was going to ask you, how was
and
that?
Orders. And it just was like, I didn't want to touch the phone anymore because it was like, stop ringing. Stop. I don't want to pick it up. It was huge. It was a huge influx of people calling, the shout outs of great job, the orders that we got from not only locals, but people out of state. It was like, oh my gosh. And Tabitha Brown, we love her. Very good.
Awesome. That is awesome. Well, I can see you're continuing on that journey. I do think that the next time we have you back on Tower Talk, things will probably be very different for you. We'll be in a different trajectory. So I'm looking forward to that. Now, as we close, I just want to make sure that folks know where to find you and how they can get a hold of those Sassy Sweet Treats. So Cheyenne is going to tell us.
We're on Instagram at ssvt.nyc. You can call us at 917-397-0521 or visit our website at www.ssvtnyc.com. And
I want to thank you very much for being with us, Cheyenne, Celeste. This is wonderful to share your story. Very excited. I do want to add a shameless plug here for Nassau Community College in that one of the things that I think is very helpful is that you look for the helpers, as Mr. Rogers says. And there's an MWBE center right here in Nassau Community College. We are lucky enough in that Queens and Long Island, and let's face it, it is one Long Island, right? But we have the SBDC, we have SCORE, we have La Fuerza. There's lots of different organizations that can help in terms of growing your business. So I want to make sure that folks who are listening, that you get that idea. Definitely follow through on that.
Hey.
That'll help you grow.
Yes.
So wanted to leave you with that, and also wanted to leave you with DB's philosophy.
Absolutely. So first we'll say happy birthday, Cheyenne.
Happy birthday to you.
Yes, absolutely. So
she's 21 today.
Yes, indeed. So as we go into DB's philosophy, success is making those who believe in you look brilliant. Damar Shai.
Yeah, and I think that we're going to look brilliant because we believe in their success. So,
absolutely.
Want to thank you for being with us. My name is Ray Schwetz, along with Donyshia Boston-Hill, your co-host and producers. Visit nccradio.org for more information. We're available on Odyssey, TuneIn, iHeartRadio as a podcast on iTunes, Android Podcasts, and Spreaker. This has been Tower Talk Business Radio on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.